Sorry for the long intro, ladies and gentlemen, I just can't help myself. Battlefield 5 has certainly been a game that has a lot of controversy behind it before the game even came out. The historical accuracy of the game, and there's women in the game. Let me just say this here already. I do not have any problems with the fact that there's women in the game. I have problems elsewhere. And since I am a guy who loves history about World War II and the Great War, I do want to talk about some of the historical parts of this game. But I feel like I have to do some research before I talk about the historical parts of this game. Which is gonna be me just looking up stuff in Wikipedia. But if you're interested to hear me talk about the historical parts of this game, I guess I can make another video if you just tell me down in the comments. But for now, I'm just gonna talk about the game itself. And a bit quick here, whenever I buy a game, I like to know as little as possible so I can be as surprised as possible. Just keep that in mind. So with that said, let's actually start talking about the game. Well, actually we have another problem. A lot of this game is locked off for the moment. So I don't know if we can call this a review. But I guess I'm just gonna make this much as a review as I can. So let's start with the good stuff then. I swear I am trying my best. The graphics and the environments are made beautifully. And the sound is also very good. Has a lot of good punches to it. And in the multiplayer, any classes can build barricades, revive comrades, and you can crouch run, which all of these I welcome with open arms. And I have some fun skiing. It's only in the single player, but I kinda wish we can have it in the multiplayer. I mean, how awesome wouldn't it have been that you can ski around and shoot each other? At the very least, I think it's awesome. Kinda like you're some Bond movie or something. And I'm afraid that's all the positive stuff I can say right now. So let's move on to the bad stuff now. And oh boy, I have some things to say. First things first, you have probably guessed this yourself. There's a lot of glitches in this game. Like for example, one glitch that I've been encountering a lot is loading limbo. Which is whenever I play Great Operation, Breakthrough or any of the game modes, in the end of every game, I would get stuck in loading limbo. The game will never load, and the only way to solve it is to jump out of the game and jump back in again. I have been lucky on Conquest though, but even playing that, I have been unlucky at times, getting stuck in loading limbo as well. And by the way, this happens all the time. But don't worry, the game can always be fixed later after all. I mean, all the content to the game is not even out yet, so why are you worried? Come on, the game's fun when it works. So I guess I'm gonna talk about some of the story now. Well, for the most part, all the campaigns are very bland. I'm not gonna say too much here because, like I said, I want to do some research before I say too much of it. But overall, the characters are very bland, barely have any personality at all, because there's another problem. The pacing is too fast. There's barely any time to establish any character. So I found it hard to even care about the story. I didn't care about any of these characters or what they were going through. It's like the developers doesn't believe that we have a long attention span. I kind of feel insulted right now. So what do you do exactly in these campaigns? Well, if you ever played Far Cry before, you pretty much know what it is you're going to do. You mark it, kill it, and blow it the fuck up. That's all you do in every campaign. There's barely any variation to any of the campaigns. So I just started shooting everybody and did not care if I got detected. I wouldn't mind this much if it wasn't because of one reason. This is not Far Cry. This is Battlefield. I wanna feel like I'm in a battle. I wanna fend off the German army with the French in Dunkirk. I want to charge through the fields with the Russian army in the Battle of Kursk. By the way, if I mispronounce some of these names, I apologize. Hell, I would even like to try to survive with the German army in the Battle of Stalingrad. By the way, have any of you heard about the diary of Wilhelm Hoffmann? It's quite an interesting story, really. Really tragic, and moving on. So that's my biggest problem with these campaigns, that they're all these fucking stealth missions. I wouldn't mind it if it was like 1 or 2, but not the majority of it. I have more to say, but again, I have to do some more research before I say too much here. So, with that said, I guess we gotta move on to multiplayer, the big part of Battlefield. Well, it's gonna get hard to talk about the multiplayer because of loading limbo. I mean, in Grand Operations, I have only been able to play 1 day because I get stuck in loading limbo. So maybe I should make a second video. By that point, hopefully they have fixed the problem in another year, the way I make videos. But the big problem for right now for Battlefield is there is just not enough guns or customizations right now. I was kinda interested when I heard you can customize your own squad, but many of the faces looks almost the same to all the other ones. And the clothes that you wear has barely any difference between them. Either you wear a jacket or you don't wear one. And there is just not that many guns in this game. Every class has about 7 or 5 guns that I can recall. Gotta say, this must be the first-person shooter World War II game that I have not used a M1 Garand. And the gun customizations are pretty much a joke. I mean, the first paint job you can unlock to your guns, it's to have it slightly green. Hooray, I guess. So I didn't really feel very motivated to try to get any of the customization. Oh, and also, there is no loadouts. So you can't repair one loadout and then switch out whenever you can. You have to go in and switch around manually. Well, they can always put it in later, but this time they cannot excuse themselves with that. That is something that should be there in the beginning. And that's the thing, really. All the major problems right now can always be fixed later. But I hate this. And this makes me wonder sometimes why we should even make reviews of a game at launch anymore. I mean, they're just gonna fix it later on anyways. I guess it's a way to shake off some of the criticism. The game is halfway done, but don't worry, we can just fix it later. People are gonna buy the game anyway, so who cares if the game is not done yet? So to sum up, would I really call Battlefield 5 a bad game? No. It's an empty game with a lot of missed opportunities. Sometimes it feels like I'm just playing the beta, and I didn't even play that. And the historical accuracy? Well, what I can say for now is that it's not that very historically accurate. There's a bunch of slices of history here and there, but the game itself is not historically accurate. But at the same time, I kinda knew it was not gonna be very historically accurate. I mean, I don't believe that EA is gonna care enough to make a historical game. So, should you buy this game right now? No, not at all. What I would recommend to do is to wait. I would say about 2 months. Hopefully that's enough time, but I'm not holding my breath. But if you still wanna play some Battlefield, if you haven't bought it yet, this would be a good time to go and play Battlefield 1. It has way more guns, way more maps, way more vehicles, and etc. Sure, it's about the Great War, but the game works. And here's another thing you could maybe do. Put on some Sabaton and just have some fun. And that's the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you people enjoy it. And remember, it's a crazy world. I'll see you around.